Hi again, Bob Forshey, Supply Chain Pro to Know, and this is the final installment on the Sales and Operations Planning Maturity Assessment. And in this, we're talking about the systems and technology. We understand that parts of our business are very dependent on spreadsheets, and maybe manual systems are still possibly a key part of your business process. And it's something we need to learn how to evolve beyond, because it always limits the availability of information. Whenever we're tied to the spreadsheet, the information is aged very quickly, it's not available widely, and we don't make good decisions based on limited information and availability. It's very much about transactions, it's very much about systematic data and how we move data around a business. In the ERP system, if we've evolved to that level, at least we have internal integration, but then we need to learn how to break down the silos between the different functionalities. And so that becomes the opportunity. When we focus on how can we leverage this internal integration better, now we're doing different things in terms of product design, in terms of product management, in terms of lifecycle management, in terms of transportation and supply issues, in terms of quality control. All those things become a lot more frictionless if we are learning how to break down silos within the internal integration. So it goes beyond just having ERP into integrated data and the availability to have the right access across the network. But then when we go beyond that, we're starting to think about the supply chain as a whole. How do we integrate our supply chain partners? This is where systems become even more important. And I've had a lot of clients tell me that they struggle when they talk to their supply chain partners about sharing of information. It's not always an easy thing to get done. It's one of the biggest challenges. That's also what happens that causes a bullwhip effect, because we don't have this communication. We have the lack of visibility. And when we have lack of visibility, we rely more on forecasts and the time delays inherent within supply chain. So the advantage here is to get better connected, and that is a strategic objective, to find the right supply chain partners and to have the right connectivity to those partners upstream and downstream. Very, very important. So now it's a different conversation when we talk about product lifecycle management, when we talk about the forecast, when we talk about order fulfillment, when we talk about the delay between a customer passing us an order and us fulfilling it, and maybe even tier one supplier, and then back up the chain. When you can do that flawlessly within a very few minutes, then you've accomplished something. But it goes beyond just the order fulfillment piece, because now we're focusing on those other activities we talked about back in the analytics, the ability to do data modeling and scenario planning, the ability to look at demand sensing, the opportunity to think about risk management options. And this now means we have to have data at our fingertips across the supply chain network, with maybe some additional capability around APS, Advanced Planning and Scheduling. So that gives you some ideas here in terms of driving technology. This is a kind of a 360-degree view of the world that we probably didn't have in the past. And when we only think about our four walls, we are missing a lot of the environment around us, which actually is controlling a lot of what we need to do. So technology and systems becomes a bigger part of this. And of course, part of that is reporting as well. Getting data out of your ERP system is always going to be an important element too. So to close this series now, there is a simple assessment for all of these different elements that we talked about. And there's four categories essentially. One is we just barely get by. Number two is we're learning how to do it, but we're not mature yet. We're recognizing that we need to do more in terms of evolving and doing process improvement and building our systems and capabilities and skills. But that is the stepping stone to get us to stage 3 maturity, which is to say we have systems, we are start to formalizing processes. We don't have to reinvent the wheel every time something new comes up because we are standardizing our processes within our business. And that is baked into our S&OP on a regular basis. To take this to the step 4 means we are disciplined and we're proactive. We are making better decisions because we are looking at each of these different elements in the S&OP conversation. And to be proactive is really the most efficient thing here. Driving in the rearview mirror is not fun. It's a little bit scary sometimes. We don't know what we don't know. And so the tools at our disposal are right here. S&OP is the coming together on a monthly basis. And I tell you, I've had leadership people say, I really don't need more meetings in my month. I'm going to say, yes, you do, because you want a structured process to address issues, the demand, the supply, the financial, the cash flow, and the risk management piece, and then the final decision for everyone to get on the same page. You're having those meetings every month, whether you realize it or not. But if you're not doing a proactive S&OP process, what you are doing is having hallway discussions and phone calls one-off to say, what are we going to do about that problem? To expedite, to find workarounds, to have emergency discussions anyway. So you can do it proactively and be in the driver's seat and be more able to be prepared, or you can do it reactively, and then you're spending more time, and it's going to have more cost every time. It's going to be less productive. And of course, your metrics are going to show that. So lots and lots of experience to say, let's find a way to be proactive. This assessment is very easy to do. And if you reach out to me, I'm happy to share this. There's no cost involved. I want you to take full advantage of this and then think about what your system might need to look like. So Bob Forche, Supply Chain Pro to Know, thank you for your time, and I look forward to hearing from you in the near future. Thank you.